Hello, Avalanche community. In its essence, a signature is the manifestation of will. It's a very, very old problem. So much so that you may think on a king wielding its power by placing his ring on wax and a letter being delivered to a Byzantine general. Today we have digitalized analogs where JPEGs are placed on PDFs and that's being forwarded through cables. Truly, there is no native signature solution for the digital age, and same problems apply since centuries ago, meaning fraud, impersonation, and integrity of files. So again, current solutions are only a patch. Not only that, but we can add that they're costly, they're centralized, meaning good luck changing vendors, or what happens if they go out of business. And then they're also unimaginative. We only think as signatures as gibberish on paper, and they can be so much more. We have public infrastructure, right? So our solution is a Web3 powered digital signing for the digital age. We're modernizing public infrastructure by applying battle-tested Web3 technologies. I want to make a distinction between digital and electronic signatures. Digital signatures comply with legislations and with government requirements that makes them have the same legality as your handwritten signature. And since we're doing this through the internet, we can have a remote experience that's much better than today's existing solutions. So we can divide our offerings into two. One is an enterprise signer that has a mobile wallet and management software for signing, and then invisible signing, which is an embedded solution for existing flow. So let's say a user is getting a car, a lease. When they click accept in the background, they're using AutoPen and they're using the Avalanche network. So now we're gonna jump onto a demo on the first enterprise signer. So here, after a KYC, what we done, we emitted an NFT and bonded it to the public address, meaning we identify the public key onto an individual. We review the terms and conditions, and then we're gonna go onto our phone camera in order for us to scan the QR code and provide our signature. An attestation on chain is being made, meaning that an asteroid can hit Earth and aliens are going to be able to verify the signature. So as a concrete example, we're talking with Palachain, which is a tokenization platform that needs digital signing. Today, the solution they arrive on to remain compliant is to use a notary on a video call. It's a highly trained professional and they charge like so. Since we utilize software, we can automate the process, remain compliant, and make this a lot cheaper. So, the digital PKI regulation, that a lot of people live within these jurisdictions, and they have basic unmet signing needs, meaning they're having to travel long distances just to open a bank account, get a loan, or just do basic signature for their daily lives. It shouldn't be the case in 2025. Overall, markets regarding signatures, electronic and digitals, it's rapidly growing due to the fact that everything's moving online. Then the total addressable market is even bigger because not only jurisdictions make a distinction between electronic and digital, but they all use PKI for healthcare, government, and finance. Our approach is from Argentina to the world. Our economy currently is rapidly being transformed. Houses, cars, loans are being tokenized, and we're just in the middle of it to provide onboarding, proof of personhood, and signing solutions. Also, by complying with Argentina, we comply with Mercosur, giving us a user base of 300 million people to start off with. Throughout 2 months, in the accelerator, we established multiple partnerships. 3 clients are being onboarded. 1 is constructing an integration, and we also partner with a certified authority that by leveraging the infrastructure, we're compliant from the get-go. We've also been sponsoring multiple media outlets, and we gather the interest of politicians. So this is me. I'm Santi. I'm a software engineer. I've been working in Web3 for the past 5 years. Behind camera, we have Gabriel. He's a lawyer. He's specialized in law tech and finance, and he's also a great salesman. We're both from Argentina. we've been victims and we understand very well the burden of bureaucracy, and this motivates us and inspires to reduce it. Lastly, I want to emphasize that we're not only giving users signatures, but in fact, we're giving them wallets. This is a gateway to Web3. This is how we onboard the next generation of users onto the Avalanche network. If you want to find out more and stay in the loop and be a beta tester, please follow the QR code. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is AG. I'm the project lead at Chiss Protocol. So we believe at Chiss that money should be free to fly across the world, and then obviously allow the flow of value across different currencies. But unfortunately, that is not the case. So we want to look at this from a business point of view. This is Mr. Lucky, is a close connection of mine, and we have a relationship for the past 7 years. Mr. Lucky is one of the leading real estate developer in Nigeria, with assets and properties in Nigeria, South Africa, Nairobi, Kenya, and parts of Europe. Some weeks back, I had a conversation with Mr. Lucky, and he was telling me about some of the challenges he faces. And one prominent one that stood out was that a particular international transaction took over 700 days to complete, and that's because of the daily transaction limit. The protocol as it is, right, the architecture involves 3 key parts. First, there's the protocol. Then we have the SDK, whereby Web 2 and Web 3 solutions can actually plug into. And there's a very key important part of the architecture that involves facilitators. These facilitators are the ones that actually go between the banks and then the protocol itself, minting and burning of these local stablecoins. So Chiss was actually built in a very safe sandbox. We call it FINA, which was a regulatory custodial system where we actually kind of like got massive traction. Some of the things we did at FINA was that we got over 4,000 users, both businesses and individuals. We were able to process $20 million with just 6 months of operations, and we secured some licenses. And one of the key things we learned while building FINA was that we got this massive understanding that if we're going to really rewrite or reimagine the rules of global FX, we need some part of our core infrastructure to be available on-chain. And this is how Avalanche comes in. The Codebase team has been really helpful in helping us craft our narrative and our product. And I'm really happy that we went from just an idea at the start, at week 1 of Chiss, of Codebase, and right now we have an MVP that is ready, that's already in closed beta testing. The market opportunity is huge. Global FX turnover is about $7.5 trillion annually, but that's not our focus. We're targeting the FX rail between Nigeria and Turkey. That FX corridor is very important because both countries have certain similarities. First of all, they're both hyperinflated in terms of their economy, and they're massive in terms of crypto adoption. And our goal is to secure 10% of this market, which is about $250 million. We believe we can do this. We've done it with FINA already, and then why not do it with Chiss? Already we have some traction, right? So we announced our website last week, and in that time we've gotten over 1,000 signups. Our community is growing. We have over 500 community members across the board right now. And then Mr. Lucky that we spoke with actually has given us some commitment that if our product can solve his problem, he's going to give us a part of his business in terms of that rail between Nigeria and Turkey. I went further to speak to other partners in the same space that will use that rail, and they've given us this commitment. So and lastly, on the product side of things, our MVP is live and it's actually in closed beta testing. We actually have a partnership with Bilara in the works, and then this is one of the rails that's one of the facilitators to be going to market with. So we believe that the time is now. The time is perfect. We're solving real problems, affecting real people and real businesses in real countries having real challenges. Stablecoins has proven to be the crypto killer app. And obviously we're seeing like real companies, multinational companies acquiring stablecoin powered solution. And obviously on the front of like the crypto stablecoins front, we're seeing over $12.5 trillion being settled within the last 12 months, which is 2 times the volume of Visa. The team is a very experienced one. Myself, this is my second startup. The first one was acquired. I have about 6 years experience in Web 3. I've raised about $5 million in funding across board, bringing over 3 products to market. K is actually leads operation. He has a business background and is a self-taught engineer. He actually built FINA in 1 weekend. And one of the interesting things he has done is that he has a massive understanding of the fintech space, where he worked with You worked with IntoSwitch, one of the biggest, Africa's biggest payment processing startup. And one something he actually did, which is to work with Dolby Laboratories, where he worked with several audio streaming processing platforms like Netflix, Hulu. And then we have Alex. Alex is the CTO. He was the CTO of Beam Protocol or Beam Privacy. One of the key things Alex did was to build the atomic swap on Beam, which is very similar to what we're doing at Chiss. Mindaugas is a two-time founder, two-time successful exit, and it's one of the leading our marketing on Chiss. So we did like a quick demo of the product. Like I said, it's actually available on closed beta testing. So what we'll be doing here is that we'll be using CUSD as a collateral to access Lyra. So we're taking a loan with CUSD as collateral to access some Lyra, and then you can see the transaction we go through. So right now, if you look at the MetaMask, there's no Lyra in the account. But once we go ahead with the transaction, we have it there. So now we're swapping between Lyra and Naira, that's the NGN, and then obviously the transaction is going to go through. You see that there was no Naira in the balance before, but once the transaction is approved, you see Naira in the balance shortly. Yep, there it is. Then lastly, we're going to show like we have multi-language support as it is right now. Like I said, we have our closed beta testing is live, so please scan the QR code so you can be part of it. And one last thing I'd like to say is that I'd like to ask the investors, other builders to join us as we build the future of global finance and trade. Thank you.
Hello, everyone in this call. We are Encryptech. We are an infrastructure for the new era of AI. So when ChatGPT came out, it was trained on 45 gigabytes of data. Today, the successor GPT-4 is trained on 1,000 terabytes. Now, processing this level of data requires a massive computational power. And organizations have two options: either set up an in-house server room or use cloud providers and just pay as you go. But for banks, hospitals, and insurance companies, cloud services are not an option. Their data is sensitive and subject to regulation. They're forced to do something that is painfully slow and expensive. Setting up an in-house server can be a very painful process. Now, after interviewing over 100 banks and insurance companies in the Philadelphia and New York area, we found that they're spending on average $4 million hiring entire teams and burning 6 months, all before they train their first AI model. So we are transforming how AI teams work with sensitive data, letting them focus on what truly matters, actual AI solutions that serve their business needs. Encryptech eliminates the need for an in-house infrastructure entirely. We cut setup costs to zero and provide an on-demand, secure environment that enables a single developer to do what previously took an entire team. A bank we interviewed was using AI to detect insider trading on the stock market. It took them 6 months of prep and $2.7 million before training a single model. Here's how they could have used the Encryptech protocol. After they upload their model and dataset, their data undergoes local encryption with differential privacy. This ensures that no private data ever leaves the local environment. Using KYC and the Avalanche allow list, we select validators within specific jurisdiction. Validators log every exchange of data on-chain, creating an audit report for seamless compliance. After determining a sufficient number of compute tokens and verified validators, we allow the user to begin training their model. The data is now distributed, and compute providers within proper jurisdiction receive this data for model training. As these nodes complete their computation, the model parameters are sent back to the local machine. Once the nodes return their training results, the Encryptech protocol uses federated averaging to return usable model parameters. Now, this process is on demand with zero data exposure and no infrastructure setup, completed at a fraction of the cost. This is the Encryptech protocol.
Yeah, thanks, Ujjwal. So the 160 companies that we interviewed, we found out that over 70% already use their confidential data to train AI models, but are constantly struggling with cost overruns. Hence, in 2025, we'll launch specialized L1s for regulations like JLBA, ISO 27001, and HIPAA, unlocking a $48 million SOM. Our goal is to help companies that are overspending on in-house servers and move to a simpler and more affordable solution. At the same time, we enable businesses that can't afford in-house infrastructure to train AI securely and efficiently. And during the last 2 weeks of Codebase, we have already onboarded 3 such companies onto our pilot program. This leads to the year 2026, where we start to cover regulations globally, launching L1s for GDPR, CCPA, and PIPL, covering the EU, the US, and the Asia Pacific. This unlocks a SAM of $2.4 billion, tackling the biggest data privacy regulations in the world.
Just 2 days ago, the co-founder of OpenAI stated publicly that peak data has been reached. General models have been trained on literally every piece of information on the internet. But that was today's AI. Tomorrow's AI will come from the sensitive data locked away in institutions worldwide. The Encryptech protocol will allow training on data that can be used to revolutionize medicine, prevent fraud, and advance the power of AI, all while ensuring data privacy. Just like Bitcoin created a revolution where anyone could contribute compute power to secure transactions, we're launching the second mining revolution, where anyone can contribute secure compute power to train AI on the world's most valuable data. We're not just building infrastructure, we're pioneering an era where sensitive data powers AI innovation and everyone can be a part of it. The 3 of us are technical founders with experience in AI and have ran previous startups. Alongside our advisors and the support of IBM, we will bring our vision to the world. We are Encryptech, infrastructure for the new era of AI.
Hi, I'm Chris Protocol. I've created reservation and loyalty web applications for some of the largest casinos in the world, including Las Vegas Sands, Pinnacle Gaming, and many others. I've developed solutions that process tens of millions of dollars in monthly commerce across the US and China.
Hello, my name is Candice Jarrett. I founded my own marketing agency, and Amazon has referred their advertising clients to me. Excova is more than a payment network. It's a future where people keep more of the money they rightfully earn. In an era where a developer working at their kitchen table can leverage the same technology as industry giants like BlackRock, the playing field is finally leveled. By embracing blockchain's ethos of accessibility and freedom, Excova empowers small businesses with the tools they need to succeed in an increasingly competitive world. But first, I'm not going to talk to you about blockchain. I'm going to talk to you about lipstick. Beauty e-commerce stores like Michelle Phan's gross roughly $1.8 million yearly, but she'll lose $87,000 of that right off the top in payment processing fees. Every time a customer buys mascara, Michelle waits days to actually receive that money. And on the low end, she'll lose an additional $18,000 yearly in fraudulent chargebacks. And she's not alone. 10.5 million e-commerce stores all suffer these same problems. You can't scroll the comment section without seeing business owners furious and frustrated by Stripe and PayPal. Our solution saves business owners 80%, which in Michelle's case saves $78,000 yearly, gets her paid instantly, eliminates fraudulent chargebacks, and has built-in loyalty rewards to further boost her revenue. Excova is an abstraction layer for blockchain built on a cheaper, faster, better payment network, where non-crypto audiences see and experience the benefits, but never the blockchain.
E-commerce is just the tip of the iceberg. The Excova network can do much more. Consumers can send money instantly to anyone in the world, with only an email address and phone number. No wallet, no gas, simple, trustworthy, and reliable. Developers use our SDK to build applications that utilize the Excova L1, where they can leverage consumer spending power and save big on transaction fees. Potential apps may include games, lending, payroll, and bill pay. These developers are accustomed to building for non-crypto audiences, and by giving them the tools they need to leverage blockchain, we increase our global reach and broaden use cases for the Excova network. Under the hood is the Excova L1. Stablecoins come into the L1 and are held in the stable reserve, which mints XUSD, our native stablecoin. This multi-stablecoin architecture creates yield-bearing revenue opportunities for Excova outside of the payment processing fees we make on every sale through the system. Excova needs blockchain to work, and not just any blockchain. We need Avalanche. Its unmatched speed, stability, and scalability makes it the best choice for a payment processing network. Excova touches on virtually all facets of blockchain technology, including tokens, NFTs, account abstraction, custom smart contracts, and of course, the full suite of Avalanche L1 capabilities.
What you see here is only a portion of our go-to-market strategy. It is multifaceted and robust. In only a few weeks, our funnels have built up our waitlist, our podcast has attracted high-profile business owners, e-commerce operators, and CEOs. Let's go ahead and dive deeper into plugins and developers. There are 10.5 million e-commerce stores using WooCommerce and Shopify. With Excova's easy-to-use plugins, developers can connect Excova to their customers' e-commerce stores in just a few clicks. Developers are key for our distribution strategy. We onboard one developer. They onboard many e-commerce stores, which in turn onboard thousands of customers.
You have likely seen the amazing merchandise created by NF Treasure at Avalanche Summit. Unfortunately, NF Treasure was recently deplatformed by Stripe and had to fight to get their account reinstated. We are proud to say that NF Treasure has reached out to Excova, and we're looking forward to integrating Excova into their checkout.
Chris and I have been in the Avalanche community for 3 years. Avalanche is our home, where we chose to build because we believe in the technology and the people. To grow our community, we are incentivizing the next wave of developers with our fully abstracted development tools that give them the power of the Avalanche blockchain with the familiarity of traditional development methods they already use.
The Avalanche community stands to benefit from Excova. Our product brings fresh liquidity from non-crypto users, utilizes existing C-chain liquidity, migrates liquidity from other blockchains like Solana, Ethereum, and Polygon, and proudly demonstrates perfect market fit for an Avalanche L1. In only 8 weeks, we have made a tremendous amount of headway, both with the product itself and drumming up interest, leads, and community support. Today, we already have Excova L1, the MVP Excova app, several APIs, and microservices all humming along on testnet.
But we need your help to grow. Early significant costs include legal and compliance, sales and lead gen, onboarding incentives, DevRel, infrastructure, and contract audits. Chris and I are frugal founders who will make every dollar count. Please take a moment to sign up on our waitlist at excova.com, and please help us revolutionize payments with the Avalanche blockchain. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. As mentioned, I'm Lynette and this is Nicole. And we wanted to start off with a quick poll here. So imagine you're visiting Mexico City for the first time and you have a foodie friend who lives there. Would you A, ask that foodie friend for recommendations, or B, rely solely on online reviews? If you could please put in your answer now, that would be great. Awesome. See, as you can see, it's clear here that the majority of us trust our friends the most. Let me exit out this. Okay, perfect. So let's imagine a world where there is an app called Disco, and Colin is visiting Mexico City for the first time. With Disco, Laura can share her favorite spots and her loyalty status. Colin can see recommendation overlaps from his network, and Disco lets Colin trade or buy perks directly from Laura, allowing Colin to enjoy the best tacos with a free margarita, and Laura earns a reward. This is the vision we're building here at Disco.
And it starts by addressing the core issues for both consumers and businesses. On the consumer side, customers face challenges when it comes to discovering and sharing places. Personal recommendations are hard to track, and people don't trust online reviews anymore. In fact, trust in online reviews has dropped by 30% in just the past year, and loyal advocates receive no rewards for their referrals. On the business side, bars and restaurants face challenges when it comes to utilizing word-of-mouth marketing tools. Building loyalty programs is costly, and it's distracting businesses from their core operations, and establishments can't track and incentivize referrals. A lot of programs in place focus on retention rather than acquisition, which is just as important, but it's also 5 times more costly. These challenges leave both the consumer and businesses looking for a better solution. And this is where Disco comes in. On the consumer side, Disco is a next-gen marketplace where diners can discover their friends' favorite spots, look up loyalty statuses, and share and trade perks. On the business side, restaurants and bars want in with Disco because we're cost effective, we're a plug-and-play solution for both retention and acquisition, and we're the first ever platform to track word-of-mouth marketing. With Disco, loyalty works smarter.
Today, loyalty programs are isolated and non-shareable. With NFT smart contracts, it enables interoperable, shareable rewards, allowing us to track valuable insights for restaurants such as who their top advocates are, the value of a referral, and the lifetime value of a referred customer. We're currently live on testnet, but we plan to leverage Avalanche's Layer 1 capabilities to build out a robust marketing ecosystem based on these network effects. And Disco stands out from its competitors as we blend traditional retention tools with the power to incentivize and track their loyal customers as influential advocates. In addition, we're pioneering the first loyalty rewards marketplace. And best of all, we're simplifying the Web3 experience, given that most of our users are non-crypto.
And this is just the beginning for Disco. We plan to grow by partnering with more bars and restaurants, hosting venue takeovers to attract more consumers, really focusing on expanding our social media and leveraging word-of-mouth marketing, and partnering with industry allies and consumers through an ambassador program. Soon, we'll introduce consumer features into our loyalty marketplace and scale into more cities and industries. So we launched our first pilot this past November, and it was a huge success. We had a 100% increase in revenue, and that was after the 20% promotion was applied. And we also saw a 40% increase in average drinks sold during that night when compared to their typical Friday operations. Thanks to the success of this pilot, we've been able to partner and onboard new restaurants and bars, really proving the value behind Disco's approach.
Word of mouth is that key unlock. Based on our survey of 60 respondents, 90% trust recommendations from friends and family the most. 85% are likely to visit a restaurant if a friend shares a perk, and 91% would use a platform with friend-based recommendations and perks. This just shows that the people are ready for a platform like Disco. Lastly, we can't forget about our incredible team, as we're representing 2 of the 4 co-founders here. Together, we bring a powerhouse of expertise in hospitality, data analytics, and blockchain software development.
Now let's revisit the question we began with. When you're in this new city, are you going to trust your friend or rely solely on online reviews? The answer was overwhelmingly clear. You need Disco, and I hope we were able to show you exactly why.